Good afternoon, everybody. Diamond Billiard Products welcomes you to the Silver Jubilee edition of the world-famous Derby City Classic. Thank you. Thank you very much. We're in the Accu-Stats Arena at Caesars, Southern Indiana, and this event is sponsored by Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, and Aramuth. We'd also like to recognize our two great associates from Master Chalk and Outsville, and thank our great tournament direction team from Bad Boys Billiards Productions. Well, 25 continuous years of the modern-day all-around pocket billiards championship. It's quite a milestone. We couldn't have accomplished this without all of your help and support throughout the years, because you people represent our extended DCC family. So we want to tell you to enjoy this week very, very much. It's a very special week here, and we want you to have a great time because you deserve it. Thank you very much, everybody. Okay, bank pool division. 480-odd players entered. Right now, we're 15 to 20 players left. I'll be able to update you maybe a little bit later on in the day. But that's where we stand right now, so let's get underway and introduce our two players. From the Philippines, he's a former Derby City 9-ball champion, and he's sponsored by ATG Company and Divini Cues. Please welcome the Slayer, Lee Vann Corteza. His opponent from the USA via Russia, he's a two-time Derby City bank pool champion, sponsored by 60 and Diamond. Please welcome the Ghost, Fedor Gorst. All right, gentlemen. This is a race to 3 games. Rack your own. Winner breaks. Cue ball fouls. Going to send it upstairs to the comm box to Mark Wilson and Double J. Take it away.
It's the last week of January in Louisville, Kentucky. And this is Bank Pool Action. I'm Mark Wilson. Alongside me on the call, Captain America, Jeremy Jones. Jeremy, talk a little bit about the playing conditions here.
Yeah, well, they've definitely changed in the main arena since yesterday in our first 4 days here at the 2024 Derby City Classic. Also changing speeds with the discipline. Now on to the 9-ball banks division. It is winter break. Like Kenny said, we're 15 or 20 deep, but the conditions have changed. You could even see on the lag, both guys just barely getting it past the kitchen. So the rail's playing a little softer. Both these guys went deep in the 10-footer. And, the rails had broken in there a little bit. And they're going to have to make a little adjustment, not only on the game, but the table, Mark.
The break figures to be a big part of bank pool because it's just a race to 3. Getting balls down and getting the first offensive shot is a big deal.
Yeah, and you just tend to see the players play a little more aggressive here on the main table, especially once it gets put in, just because it's playing slick. Certain banks, the players feel like it's a hanger. But again, it's a tough diamond table. But the slick table also promotes a few more scratches at times. The route of the cue ball gets lost a little bit. Should be a great one here, though.
Yeah. I watched Gorst play bank pool yesterday, and boy, oh boy, was that impressive. It used to be the 9-ball players would get in and play banks just because they're here, but now they've elevated it to an art form, and so they're not just one-trick ponies, these guys. They have learned to play all facets of the sport. Gorst is a 2-time master of the table. He's won this bank pool. Let's see, did he win it last year? I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
he won the bank pool. He's defending champion.
And the 9-ball, actually, last year. So this is where the game can get a little longer, especially between two great players. If they break and there's no shot, you don't go for something to sell out or go for something to continue a run. So a bit more on the bottom end of the 1 here, just to play safe, bringing the cue ball back to the middle of the end rail-ish. And so what you're doing here when you play this type of safety is you're trying to leave it very difficult for your opponent to clip a ball and run the cue ball back where it's at. So like right here, clipping the 8, super hard. Clipping the 1, super difficult. So I might look at trying to cross the 3 over if I can avoid the scratch and come all the way down. And then other times when you can't do that, Mark, you just got to roll somewhere safe as best you can.
Yeah.
Like here, he could come off the 8 probably and fall down to that rail near the 9. Probably keep him off an easy shot.
9-ball short rack banks is much harder to play safe on. It's a very aggressive offensive game, which makes it spectator friendly. That's a nice shot there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
He didn't quite get there. No,
No,
that was a terrible shot right there.
yeah, right. Well, I
Speed
liked
was
his
off.
shot, but again, the rails are a little softer.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
with the new felt.
the speed was off, and now this affords Gorst the first scoring opportunity.
And what you'll find when the felt's new, of course, cross sides, when they're laying nice, not that bad, cross corners, but the guys really take advantage of the long railers. Like, it wasn't no shock to me that that bank was missed, just because they seem a little more difficult than the straight backs when the felt's a little newer. Yeah, it's heating up here in the banks, I'll tell you. I mean, and what you talked about is, you know, all them great bank players usually were really good 9-ball players, but now, I mean, just all the great 9-ball players play great banks just because of mainly this tournament right here. Some 25 years ago, really put banks back on the map, you know, for the entire country, not just a region.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they, you know, in Texas, we rarely ever had action on banks, at least in Houston. It was occasionally here and there, but, you know, or a player comes in, but now they play it all the time back there, you know, by the rail, ring games, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So. Cross corner here on the 4. Probably not going to play safe, just stun for the 6. Maybe not. The 8's not bad, straight back. It's the type of shot on the new felt. Pretty decent sized pocket. He's got to kind of stun it to hit before the side, but you got to figure he's going to play it. And this is like a center ball. It should turn decently over, kind of throw. Oh, he played it really mild. Yeah, so he was guarding. He was trying to get the cue ball on top of the stack where the 2 was, because he, you know, you could tell he was playing somewhat safe with the shot, and it just leaked a little bit. Now a nice cross side to get started. Probably just goes straight up and down the table with the cue ball. Oh, he's going cross corner. That's surprising, Mark.
Very.
More safe, maybe?
Phew. Wow, that was a great hit. Went in like a bullet.
The 8 banks across the corner.
And then he can get down to play on the 3 next.
Yeah.
If he wants to go that far, I guess. He probably doesn't. He wants to make sure widen that pocket.
Yeah, but widening on the new felt sometimes is speed because it'll slide up the rail.
Oh, boy. He went too much for position and not enough for the shot, I think, there.
Yeah, and the
Right.
funny thing is he was so close to it, Mark. I mean, you got to believe he didn't aim that heavy, and he's smiling a little bit. I kind of feel like it may have skid a little coming across, kind of pulled a little more than he anticipated. And banks is a very unique game. Go ahead, Mark. You were going to say something there.
Okay, good opening bank there for Lee Vann.
Yeah, you bank the 8 and follow here? Or can you go by the 1 or not with high ball? You don't want to just hold the ball on this one and try and play shape. This has got quite a bit of cut.
These are the kind that want to miss short. He managed that no problem.
How's that shape? Now, I don't know about Lee Vann. I know Fedor has a loss. So not only to win this event for a 3rd time in a row, but master to the table as well. The banks division is a huge first step. Yeah, I like them breaking the stack there. You had to bet on that one. And now playing for 2, I believe. It's 5 on the table. Gorst has 1. I thought he should have 3.
Yeah.
Oh, high ball. Yeah, I think that was pushing it. He needed to hit that a little lighter to let it open.
And his stroke did come apart too. Upper arm came down.
Looks like it's going to be cross side on the 7. Could stun by the 4. Just kind of how he wants to hit it. The draw stroke is the one that really kind of repeats the 7. If you stun, it's kind of a flat ball and could kind of grab a little more or not grab that much. It's a little vague. Yeah, see, he stunned it, right? Where the draw stroke just seems to and what I mean is he probably hit his mark, but the stun just can act a little different on contact where the draw is going to repeat a little more often.
I think the draw puts a little bit more topspin on the object ball, and that allows it to lengthen out. And then when he stunned it, he hit it with draw and hit the same target. It might have expanded enough to go into the side pocket.
Yeah, and what I've found is, again, it just does more of what you think a little more often. You know, it's going to, like you said, open up every time, but really just, it's hard to explain, but it's more concrete than that flat ball. So these are the ones he likes. These are the ones he really eats the tournament up in comparison to the other players as the long railers.
Figures to play position with this shot too.
Yeah, and figures to maybe get out if he buries it.
Nice stroke. Didn't overhit it, but it pasted in there. Made that pocket play really big. Cross corner now, 5 ball.
Yeah, normally this would be an easier shot than the last. But the new felt, it's just, again, these cross corners are a hair more unpredictable than the long railers.
Oh, beautiful.
And that'll be the 1. Probably doesn't draw for too much shape here, Mark.
This would be maybe just like to kind of cinch this one and get yourself first 1 to 4.
Yeah, but the way he likes to shoot him, he'll have some speed for sure, I think. And he played it lighter than I thought.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And what happens a lot of times with players like to put a little more speed, and what they're betting on is at least I'm going to hit the pocket with the 1, even though it may jar a little bit and not go in. It's not going to come back down table for a sellout.
Yeah. That was Gorst's idea. Leave all 3 on the opposite end of the table. Make Lee Vann earn an opportunity to score, because if he draws back and misses, a 1-ball lead is really, or tied, it's no lead at all. You can definitely lose on this very next turn. So,
well, yeah, my Jersey Red used to tell me it's 9-ball banks with good players like going on the road playing gin for your money. I mean,
yeah.
It takes a long time to get separation between 2 players if they're playing well. Trying to draw this, pass the side back, kind of where the cue ball's at now.
And that's the idea. Get some distance on your man. This makes it hard to play safe. Makes it hard to play offense.
Can he avoid the yeah, he can cross the 7 over, I think. And the good thing about that is you can play speed. I'd play the long railer, I think. He's going to play the 2 cross corner. I don't know what he's playing here. Well, the good thing about the 7, if you roll it, you're kind of covering up the bank for the cross corner on the 2, and if you make it, you have the cross corner on the 2. That's a surprising bank to go for right there. Not one that's made very often. Probably the most difficult one-railer there is in bank pool. Cross corner when the ball's past the side. I think you got to go cross side here, just lagging it. Looks like it lays perfect mark to bring the cue ball one rail to the center of the rail he's standing near.
It was more of a defensive-oriented bank as opposed to an offensive one, which would have been straight back as opposed to cross corner.
Yeah, a little bit odd choice for me, just because, again, on the new felt, you can not make that bank all day. And there were other banks. Sweet stroke there.
Oh, boy. Now, did he get too stiff, or can he cross this?
I don't think he can cross it softly, and I know that sounds crazy. It usually lengthens. I think he's got to kind of stun across it and kind of pull the ball. I think soft. I don't think on the new felt it'll lengthen. I think, like I said, more center ball. So he's going to play twice.
Yeah, nice idea there.
Trying to bring the cue ball back where it's at now. With
Takes the double kiss out, too.
Yeah, but you watch the new felt, it's just a little different.
Oh, it didn't elongate quite enough, but the idea was good. Cross corner coming. Yeah. Your game ball.
Yeah, he will bet on this one.
He's made this shot twice in the opening rack already. He hits it with such confidence, and boy, it's just pretty to watch.
Well, yeah, and it sets up for his technique sometimes that he likes, which is, you know, when he plays 9-ball, it's a little more on the stun side sometimes, and this is definitely that type of shot.
When you hit this hard, the 2-ball's sliding into the rail, so it straightens up coming off the side cushion here. What a pretty hit.
Well, and also, great shot there to end game one, but if you've ever just sat there and watched it from behind or as the ball's coming in, that's how you arc that ball as well. If you ever seen like Brumback or any of those great bankers and it looks like there's no route there, the stun is the one that makes it arc. So it's a weird thing. It's almost like if you put a good stroke on it, you don't have to hit the object ball exactly perfect. Meaning, if you hit it a certain way, it doesn't arc as much, and it holds its line in there. And if you hit it another way with the stun, it'll arc a little more for you to get into the pocket. It's a weird thing. I used to sit there and watch the bank players. Tell you the one I used to watch a lot when I was real young on the road, and you wouldn't know it because I was in the bleachers, was Gary Spaeth.
Yeah.
I used to watch him and Shannon play quite a bit. Lexington All-Stars, they played 3 or 4 days in a row, and I'd watch that object ball kind of curve, and it was amazing to me how that could happen.
All right, now Gorst breaking.
I'm sure you knew Gary, huh?
Quite well.
Yeah.
3's on the wing. He was one of the only guys that ever came to Chicago and tried to play bugs.
Well, you know, I didn't really ever get to say much to Gary in my life. You know, nice to meet you, a few highs and hellos, but from what I saw, he wasn't scared of anyone. I mean, when he came in, he was like, "Who wants to play?" So this could be a break and run here if he gets the first one down. He can stun forward. He can kind of hold for the 4 maybe. The 2 is the one he wants to get on. That's the real run-out ball. Lee Vann sweating this 8-ball, I tell you. He knows that's a scary one.
Ooh, he got on the 2.
Yeah, he may have to cut this just a touch. I don't know if he can draw out of this, hitting it kind of straight on. So it may be a little light stun into the 9.
I don't know if he got ideal on this one now.
No, and
so he's going to have to ease the 9 over there. Doesn't look like he has an easy angle that you can't pop this one, I don't think. Maybe there is enough room. He's down looking at it as if there is.
well, rolling it, if he can apply a little left and don't baby it too much, that way you get a little turn. What's he playing, the side, or is he going corner?
No, I think he's playing it cross corner. I think it does go by there if he goes soft.
Oh,
expanding. Good. Okay. Nice shot. Playing for 2.
Yeah, I was a pretty lucky guy. I played a month of pool, and I wanted to play for free, so I quit one of my jobs to go work at the game room. And I had a guy come in every Sunday and force me to play 4 or 5 hours of banks. He said, there's no game that teaches you more, really, and develops a stroke as well.
Nice.
So definitely.
Hello, cross-side.
Yeah, definitely something I think players should work on.
Nick Varner swears by it, says it requires there's less margin of error than pocketing balls straight in. So he likes the fact that it forces you to be more precise on your cueing and where you hit the object ball.
Yeah, and also what I was told is, when you cut a ball down the rail, right, you can take your neighbor and they can kind of figure where the cue ball is going to go off of making a ball straight in. But what happens is it teaches you all these foreign hits on the object ball and where the cue ball path is, where the object ball path is, a real gut feeling for all those, kind of shots that don't come up all the time. Break and run with all kinds of class. Dang, I thought that was in.
Now there'll be 2 balls go up on the spot that he made on the break. Yeah, that looked like it was going to be good all the way till it didn't fall. 4.5-inch pockets now we're using, as opposed to what we used on the Bigfoot, which was 4 1/4. Brand new cloth, so the balls will slide on in there. Get them pretty close.
Yeah, going uber aggressive here up and down the table, trying to get at the 3 and 6, you would think. He's going to give up a cupcake, I think, anyways, to end game 2. Which, like the 10-foot, I mean, it's a bank, right? So there really are no cupcakes. That probably misspoke there. But
And he smoothed that home for a 2-0 lead here, early stages. Well, we got a moment here. Tuned in out in Boise, Idaho. We have Russ Zorn, Craig Kaiser, Alex Vogel. Craig Kaiser and I started out in pool back in the, Craig probably proud of it, I didn't even mention it, but might be in the 70s.
Oh, y'all started together? Or?
Yeah, kind of the same pool room.
Oh, okay. In Wisconsin, right?
Yeah, Madison, Wisconsin, Unique Billiards.
Unique?
Yeah, Craig even worked there for a while.
Wow, that's funny.
Just to get some free pool time.
There's a pool room that we used to hang out as youngsters, early 20s, on the north side of Houston called Unique.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was a 24-hour place on 1960, and we used to call it the Blue Room because absolutely everything in the place was blue. Huh. The walls were blue, the booths were blue, the felt was blue, everything was blue. And but it was a cool pool room. They had like midnight tournaments, but yeah. I'm bringing it up because a friend of mine back home, he had a T-shirt from there, and he framed it up and gave it to me just a month or two ago.
Cool.
This is a place from 30 years ago, So,
yeah.
And not the type of place you're going to see a lot of those T-shirts survive. So,
did you ever know LeCue in the Village?
Nah, it was before my time.
Okay.
Yeah, you're talking about Rice Village, right?
Yeah.
Bob Owen, Bob Owen, of
do.
course. He lived down there at that time and played. So he told me a lot about that. Of course, all the Houston people told me as well.
Okay.
There were 2 different LeCues, the downtown one, which was more of the heavyweight kind of guys as a whole, and the other one had a lot of great players as well, but that was a more, probably a little nicer district than the other LeCue.
We had some funny times there for sure.
All right, I think, 2-0, no time to panic. It's only a race to 3. Got to believe moving a little bit for Lee Vann's not the worst thing in the world to get himself back into this match. knock the one in maybe. Put him on the rail. You could draw over to the middle, but you want to make that return safety more difficult. So even though he's given up the 6, it's not easy. But you can tell now chipping a ball and running the cue ball, very, very hard.
Yeah, playing the 6 here is you're going to extract the penalty if he misses that 6. The cue ball's pinned to the cushion.
Yeah. And if you don't like anything here, if there is some way to run the ball, but it's dangerous, just roll the 7 in and go the in rail and leave him there near the 9 and see what he comes with from there. You don't want to sell out trying to get, take on something that's pretty risky, especially with a lot of people don't realize in banks, you can just roll your ball a lot of times somewhere and be pretty safe.
It looks like he is playing the 6.
Wow, he's going into the 9, isn't he? I was going to say, it'd be pretty hard to shoot that 6. Good shot here. And again, he's trying to do the same, where now Lee Vann doesn't have that edge of the 6 to run off of.
Beyond that, he's off the rail, so he can get his bridge hand down. So if he has to go aggressive here, it's a little bit easier to do.
And a little easier to edge the 4 and run. So if he's on the rail there, edging that 4 becomes pretty dicey. So you're going to probably see the balls start to cluster up even more than what they are.
Now he's just going to rub the 9 and try to get it all the way back down there, or go off the 2. Off the 2. Hit it a little heavy. His speed is off a hair.
Yeah, the 8 sits pretty nice. This is where you can run across the 8 with a high ball and kind of find somewhere safe to go to near the 9 maybe-ish.
The 3 may go straight back. He's looking at it, but he's decided that the 8 is a safer play.
Yeah, I think the 4 may be a little tight with him on the 8.
I think it was. How'd he hit it?
Really nice.
Oh.
And no safety in mind at all. He gave up the 2 for sure.
When Truman used to play bank pool, he'd say, "Now I'm down here in the banking patch." Meaning he's down there close to his work.
Yeah, I was at Bank Shot Billiards. This was 1997, and I was just in Tennessee and won a bunch of money. I had a real good trip, let's say, and went there and was gambling with a couple guys here in Louisville, and was doing okay. Lost a little bit, won a little bit, and then they said, "You want to play some banks? We'll just go find somebody just out there in the street," or I don't know what they said or not.
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, get him in here. $300 a game or whatever." They brought in Truman. I didn't know who he was. And he was ironing me out for a while. It took me a long time to end up winning just a few games. So, but every time this guy, Robert Lewis, great shot, Lee Vann, great shot.
Wow.
Yeah, Robert Lewis was staking him, and just it didn't take long for Truman to get a stroke, and every bank was straight back, Robert Lewis, cross side, Robert Lewis, and I was feeling the heat a little bit, that's for sure. I haven't seen Truman this year.
No, he hasn't been around the last couple of years.
Okay. Boy, but he could hit a gear on you, I'll tell you that.
He had that. He's a short-statured man, always cheerful, but he had this deep baritone voice.
Yep. That might be in if it didn't kiss.
Got Whitey. Okay, pretty good. Anyway, we're at Cleveland and playing the straight pool tournament, which is everything that Truman's against. He's all about action and gambling and stuff. I'll never forget it. It was snowing. We were in Cleveland playing. He came up to me and go, "Ain't nothing I can think of worse than my worst nightmare here. Get snowed in a straight pool tournament where nobody bet anything."
We'll see here if he wants to take on a pretty tough shot, no matter what it is. He's going straight back, I guess. May catch a little piece of the 9 cue ball. It's got to go. It's going to give up an easy one.
A less difficult one.
That's right.
No such thing as easy.
Yeah, we'll let them play a few more matches before they show us how easy they are. But here to get on the board and breaking the balls, win or break. No lead is safe. especially at this stage in the tournament.
Little back cut here. Puts a little of the wrong side spin, so it always wants to be short. Good job. He's got a chance to win a game here.
I like the 3 better than the 7, I think.
Yeah, he does too. And we're 1-1, or 2-1. Rick Shrike, he's tuned in. Nick Varner wants to know if he can come and commentate a match tonight.
He can come commentate a match anytime. Anytime he wants.
Jeremy says let's go.
Be safe driving over, Nick, with that a little bit of weather out there, that rain.
I just talked to 2 guys from St. Louis, just arrived here. They said the roads are fine. It was yesterday. It was a bad day.
Yeah.
So it's over 40 degrees out.
Yeah. The temperature around the country went up a bit before it's going to go back down in a few days, but just no ice or anything. But you know how rain can be rough as it is.
You Southern boys can't hack it.
Rain?
Ice.
So that's what we live in, and no one can handle ice. Ice is, you can be real good. That ice is in control. It's the boss whenever it's icy outside. Now snow, I do agree that the South we're a little handicapped when it comes to the snow compared to people from the North. He's going to get a shot on the 1 with the 5-7 there as well. So big first ball here for Lee Vann.
And you can see how easily these matches could turn around. The Lee Vann's capable of running the rack from the break too. So. Looks like he has to pinch this just a little bit.
Yeah, he's got to elevate just a touch. Doesn't really have to draw. Just kind of like a little bit of hair right English maybe. Oh man.
Definitely disappointed to not connect on that one because it did lead to other banks.
Oh, yeah. Probably led to 3-0 and a real good safety, or maybe even running out, like you said earlier. Now this one, I'm right on the line. May be able to draw and stiff it for position, but to make it mostly, you want to cross it over, I think, with a high ball, which doesn't give you much position. So he's going to try and stiff it to get the 7 cross side. Yeah, he fell flat. He fell funny.
Yeah, that's the thing with position. You have a lot of things you'd like to get position-wise, but the bank requires that you leave it here to easily or more easily make it.
All right, this is a dangerous shot here.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to go forward a little bit, I think, unless he really elevates the cue. He can level out with a high ball, cut it, and try and stiff it with a hair speed. Oh, this ball's going to hop. Got to stay clean with this marker. He'll kiss the cue ball. Yeah, see how it cut a lot? If he cut it more towards the pocket, I think he could entertain a kiss.
He didn't get hurt too bad on the defensive aspect of the shot here, even though he had to move the cue ball down here in the bank and patch. Did not leave. I don't see much of anything here.
Yeah, 1 pocket shot. Cut the 1 back towards and try and bank it 1 rail by the 8, killing the cue ball. You can hit it with a high right or a little bit of low right.
If you go the low, then you can maybe settle on the end rail with the cue ball, which would be optimum.
Yeah, and watch out if you go with the low. Just don't put too much where you could scratch cross corner. Yeah, he really killed it. He was making sure nothing bad happened on that shot. And he should, because it's low percentage. So. It's hard for Fedor to pass on the 6. What do you think?
Yeah, he could dig the cue ball up out of there too. Yeah, noticing the shot clock here. I don't know about digging the cue ball up out of there, though. I think you might as well just drag across and take your medicine. If you score it, it makes the shot easier if you don't have to hit with elevated cue and draw and try to bring it all the way back down, because you don't gain that much with it. He now is opting for the 8 ball, realizing just what I'm saying. It might as well go ahead and go here.
Yeah, it takes some heart to play banks, I tell you that, because there's a lot of sellout situations. Wow.
Oh, what a hit, and was able to dig the cue ball back down on that shot, and pretty effortlessly.
Yeah, that's how pure he struck it, though. That ball really opened up the pocket with the stroke, because that one hit down the rail.
Yeah.
Quite a piece, right? So I don't think that one goes even as well as he stroked the ball on the outer tables. This table will get broken as well.
What do you think here? He's going to level out and bank the 6 straight back?
Yeah, he's going to follow, though. He's not going to rip follow it. Don't want to lose accuracy, but he'll follow one rail past the 7. Don't want to sell out on this shot.
Such a clean, straight stroke.
Yeah. That just adds, helps everything, We were talking about him and Filler yesterday, I think it was, that how they're set up so well.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's connected so well. Most of us have a little something somewhere where we get pretty straight at impact. But if you're straight the entire way, it just makes things a little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one sits a little funny. The stiff's not easy. The crossover's not so easy to get it to turn.
Right.
Might play this twice, really. Oh, you got it to turn a lot. All right, he'll play the 1, I believe, if he can reach it. Even though the 4 is there, there's definitely enough pocket.
He's going to take a look at the 9.
Yeah.
9 plays pretty good.
That's probably the shot.
Yeah, I think. Well, he's going to debate the 1.
Well, that 9's an awkward stretch as well.
It is. Yeah.
All right. A high ball is okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just going to come to the other end of the table.
Yeah. And you can come all the way to the head string off the second rail. So he played
he
it with
went
throw to try and kill the cue ball speed a little bit.
And took away some of the accuracy on the bank. The other one's a little bit more dangerous, that you're going to sell out more.
Yeah, we talk about in like rotation 10 ball we watched this last 4 days. When you're trying to pocket a ball, how far can you go with the cue ball to still have good shape, because it helps you, with your speed.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing happens in banks. Like right there with a high ball, he could have come all the way up to the head string, with a high ball and still been pretty safe overall, and I think enhanced the bank chances. I'm surprised he's doing this instead of clipping the 4 in and coming to the end rail. Because you don't want to be the first one to shoot from way down table usually.
Well, similar to one pocket, when you want to protect your lead, you never want to touch the 2 and the 6, and conversely, Lee Vann needs to get those balls in play, not because he can't win with the other balls, but it gives him more options to win with.
Wow, nice
what a
strike.
nice hit that was. Okay. Now, Lee Vann may be able to straight back the 9, but no.
The 4 may slide by the 3. I think that's the safe one. The long railer on the 4 maybe. I think there is enough room. I think overall that's, kind of what you looks like the safest play to me.
Yeah.
And again, put a little more speed. Remember, it's going to hit something or go in. It's not coming back down. You don't have to lag it.
What a nice hit that was, even though it didn't work out, but it was a super nice hit. Gorst powders up his chin, as we noted in the previous ones.
Yeah, he puts quite a bit on the chin and then a little bit on the bridge hand.
Looks like war paint.
Yeah. I've never seen anyone else do it. Have you?
Never.
Yeah. Cutting a 9 in here, or is he just clipping it? Okay. Thought he might cut it in and run the cue ball. Got options. You can shave the 1, come right back down. Takes a little more execution. You can play the 6, run around. Can come off the 7, which he, I think, likes to try and put a little pressure. Execute coming all the way down.
Pretty good speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guess he's playing the 4 ball here.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. There's only really a couple banks. Probably just one he gives up, but this is a pretty low percentage one. Oh, the 70 play. Surprised he didn't cut the 7 into the 4 there and just run the cue ball back in the vicinity he was. One thing about banks, don't let the score of the match make you think you're that far behind. Even at 2-0,
yeah,
you don't have to play that aggressive. It's just all about that situation at the time.
Man, I think he's 3 for 3 on that shot.
9 ball player's bank. He was practicing that one quite a bit before the match. Now, can he cross this with a straight high ball?
I'm feeling like that might be in that double kiss zone. Yeah,
it's close.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, you can do it with left for sure. You can beat it, but do you really want to put the cue ball in that kind of jeopardy? Maybe a high ball, he can get away with it. He did it with outside, and that was always a kiss. Been there longer than you and I have been around. This is a good one here. Go right at the 6, 1 rail. Maybe not that much.
I didn't see him call anything, so I guess he's just kicking a save. Yeah, I don't think he's moved the cue ball all the way to the other end. I think he just eased this up there. Yeah. Not take any chance of selling out a bank. Super thin the 6.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't tear off the 4 a little bit there. It was a pretty comfortable way to get him to the in rail frozen, and you're going to bet against most of the players when you freeze him on the back rail, especially if there's not banks right sitting on the rail to where they can aim easily. But Fedor plays really well with the balls open, and there's a lot of pressure put on his opponent.
And there was, he's minimizing, he's expanding his lead by just going into a defensive battle rather than possibly open him up and allow a Hail Mary from Corteza to get back in the game and then get down the banking patch.
Oh, I didn't realize Gorst had 3 in this game. Is that correct? Yeah, he's got 3 balls. It says 3 to 0.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's right. Lee Vann missed that first cross corner to get started there with 2 more balls, the 5 and 7. So that makes a little more sense how Gorst is playing. That's no rail. So ball spot. Or when he gets one, it'll spot, excuse me. And just don't tear those other ones open too much. Just kind of clip this and stay there. He doesn't want to run with that lead now with the 2 and the 6 open. Really going to try and turn this. Flat ball really turns it the most. Good try, but got him stretched, Mark. I mean, he can kind of go for the 2 here if he can reach it, right? The 6 doesn't bank. I don't think the 9 banks. So pretty much kind of free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he seems eager to get at it, too.
Yeah, and it's the type of bank I think you need to hit a little lighter to get the stiff, the hold up to kind of take here on the new felt. I think if you hit it hard, it'll hop a little bit, it goes a little long. So just a little lighter. Yeah, like that. That way it never gets, moving
excellent.
on you in the wrong way. Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, and good job describing that heavy. If it hops, it always goes long on you.
Yeah. And that's the one thing, the diamond characteristic, I think happens a little easier for some reason. I've never been able to explain why, but it seems to get the ball in the air more than the Brunswick or some other tables that we've gone through, playing pool.
Mm-hmm.
And it just rarely holds its line. Now, we talked about a guy, Truman Hogue, earlier. When I played him, he seemed to figure out how to fly him in. Back when I played him that time. The balls did get in the air a little bit and seemed to still go in.
Yeah, Gorst is it's most interesting, too. He is really squeezing and protecting the lead here with good decisions.
Yeah, and that's mad respect for the guy he's playing. He knows. Definitely get going and kind of from nowhere steal this match. Perfect speed here. Looks like he's got to chop the 3. Oh, he's going to go for the 3. Easy to get a little clatter here and give up a bank, but he is down. Great shot, good hit.
Does the 1 go straight back? This Gorst is going to look at it.
I think he can cross this over, yeah.
Yeah.
And the good thing here is you want to kind of come across it like with that flat ball. That's what grabs it the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're able to use a little draw, and you don't have to go into anything else. You don't have to make it. You just don't have to develop anything else. That's your. Oh, he did. He went right into the 9.
That's going to hurt. The 1 didn't get all the way down either.
What happened was he overcut that by quite a bit.
Yeah, well, follow wasn't never going to make it on the new felt. Like I said, you kind of had to come across it with a flat ball. Flat makes it turn the most. It's almost like a skid in a sense.
Yeah.
It just grabs it a little more. Tell you what, he doesn't want to slow roll this, but you want to put a little speed. Yeah, he's trying to go back and forth for shape. Don't think the 9 banks 3 in the side.
It seems a little bit low for that.
Definitely not going to open the 4 or the 6. The 3 looks a little kiss-ish, and he doesn't want to cut the 3 for cross corner and lose the cue ball somewhere, go backwards. So maybe just make the 1, really, and put him on the end rail. It's not the worst thing. You can just bump this as well. Just guard, guard, guard. So he'll bring the 9 and cue ball together on the end rail here somewhat.
The Gorst cheerleaders, defense, defense. Protect the lead. Yeah, remarkably, being on the hill here is not that big of a lead in short rack banks.
Oh. I was going to say, now he's left him a pretty decent cross corner. He can hit with a high ball, not worrying about the scratch, because the cue ball will go at that corner where the 9 and the 6 is at. But very hard to get through him. So be aggressive here. This is a winner. You need a little speed on the new felt.
Pretty pure. That'll work its way in. Nope. Gonna hang up though. This is ugly. You're -1, and this is what you come do at the table. Yeah, everything's trigged up where you cannot possibly get at anything. It's not fun.
Now this, he likes the straight shooting. Now he'll make sure he doesn't err on the right of this one at all. That could scratch right through there in that corner. So you want to err a little on the left, trying to bank it 2 rails on the side.
Really, just don't scratch. Even if you bludgeon it and leave a bank, just don't scratch.
Exactly, but you see how he played down the left side of that, making sure.
Yeah. The only way he was ever making that is if he accidentally mishit where he was aiming.
Probably, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
He just called it there just in case he mishit it and it goes in, but he definitely didn't want to hit it close enough that he wasn't going to aim for it because the scratch risk was too big.
Yeah, you go through that ball like one pocket. Great hit, Lee Vann, but it's just going to go a little long. Don't blame him, but he really needs to work on more getting balls in play than really trying to stab in one that's low percentage. So you got to take a chance, usually giving up a long railer to Fedor to get those balls in play.
Yeah.
Bring one on the spot. Let him shoot at that from the end rail.
Right.
If you get through that, you can start to get balls in play. So
as it turned out, this isn't a very good straight back or anything. So, but he's only an inch or so from disaster.
Yeah, and also Fedor
did not win.
It's exactly how Fedor wants it. He wants to play 1-ball banks right now with a 5 to -1 lead. So really nice hit. Really nice.
Wow, what a shot. Crossed it over. Corteza high fives.
Yeah, I don't know about Corteza's record here, but our 2-time defending champion has survived with a loss.
Okay, yet another exciting edition of World Class Pool brought to you by ACCUSTATS, the worldwide leader in billiard programming. That is our time for this time. Until next time, so long.